Hi, welcome to Therapy with Risa. I'm Risa and this is Max, and we're so happy to have you here. If you don't know me already, I am a licensed therapist in training, and I love to talk about mental health, addiction recovery, neuroscience, nutrition, spirituality, holistic healing. So if that's what you're all about, you're in the right place. And today I would love to talk to you about how to manage your emotions, especially coming from someone who was once a fentanyl addict and now is working towards becoming a licensed therapist. I would love to share with you my perspective, my unique perspective on how to manage our emotions. So you'll want to make sure you stay till the end. If I had known these mental health strategies long ago, I would have saved myself so much headache. As someone who's been on both sides as an addict and someone who's working to become a therapist, I want to share with you what actually works and what doesn't. And if you're tired of hearing the same old advice, go for a walk, journal, then this video is for you because we're going to go a lot deeper than that. And here are some tips I would like to share with you on how to manage your mental health. And the first one is the mental health bank account concept. The emotional bank account concept is like a financial bank account. You either withdraw or you deposit emotional wealth into your bank account. Let's say you overwork, you ignore your needs, you use unhealthy coping mechanisms. These are all withdrawals from your emotional bank account. If, say, you exercise, you practice self-care and spirituality, and you are compassionate to yourself and others, then you are depositing into your emotional bank account. So the first concept says that every thought, habit, or action you engage with is either a deposit or a withdrawal from this emotional bank account. So take a moment and ask yourself, are you withdrawing or depositing? Take a pause. I'd say a 3 long second pause. 1, 2, 3. At the very minimum, okay? Am I making a deposit by having this thought or action or acting on this behavior? Am I making a deposit or am I withdrawing from my emotional bank account? And don't think that it doesn't matter. It does. It all adds up together. Just like your financial bank account, it all adds up or subtracts. So it's not news that our nervous system holds trauma and stress. And if you're feeling anxiety, you're overthinking, feeling numb, dissociating, and you're easily triggered, then you're most likely emotionally dysregulated. But thankfully, you can emotionally regulate yourself. You can learn these skills and emotionally regulate yourself. You can try movement, rocking back and forth like a baby. That works. It's very soothing. It's rhythmic. We are made to be rhythmic. From before we are given birth to, in our mother's womb, we can hear our mother's heart, and it's rhythmic. And that's what's soothing about being in the womb, is the rhythmic heartbeat and the warmth. And we as humans always want to go back to that. That is the ultimate comfort to us, is the rhythmic, soothing warmth. And that's what addicts describe feeling when they get hooked on drugs. If you feel awkward doing this, then you can go for a walk, go out in nature, engage with your 5 senses. The more you engage your 5 senses, the more present you are in the moment. And what we ultimately want is to be present, be in the here and now. Other ways I like to reset my nervous system, I like to do deep breathing exercises. And the quickest way you can reset your nervous system is to do a deep inhale. And then when you're at your capacity, you do one little inhale. And then a very long exhale. I learned that from Dr. Andrew Huberman. He's a neuroscientist. If you don't really want to move, you could also sing, you can hum. Singing, it stimulates the vagus nervous system, and it is the longest nervous system in our body, and it reaches to all different places throughout our body. Learning how to stimulate the vagus nervous system can really help reset our mental health. Now, let's talk about why you feel stuck. Why do you feel stuck in anxiety, depression, or burnout? Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you just feel stuck? Like you just can't move forward, even though you logically know what to do. This is because of learned helplessness. It's when your body and brain feels that everything you do is pointless. Your brain either sees everything as threat or is trying to protect you from pain, or is just so stressed out that it just cannot function. But thankfully, there are ways to help rewire your brain. Celebrate small wins. Do one tiny little action every day that proves to your brain that you can change. Do one tiny little thing that gives you discomfort so that you can grow. And you also want to shift your focus from fixing to building. And vocabulary does matter. There's a big difference between fixing and building building is what we want to do. Instead of focusing and trying to get rid of symptoms, focus on building resilience. Regulate your body first, then your mind. It is so important what you eat, what you drink, what you put into your body. It is also important, and it does affect your mental health. So keep that in mind. The next point we're discussing is coping versus healing. Coping helps you survive, but healing helps you to thrive. Many people are stuck because they're stuck managing symptoms instead of addressing the root cause. Managing symptoms could be using substances, drinking, or you could be healing. You could be really going to therapy and really working on changing yourself from the inside out, taking some time alone to yourself to really get to know yourself. Oftentimes they're coping with food, substances, distractions, overworking, and avoiding triggers instead of processing emotions like you would digest food. We want to work towards healing, and healing takes time and effort, and healing requires that you may need to go to therapy, or you may need to start journaling. You need to work on self-reflection more and slowing down, learning how to emotionally regulate and rewiring your brain and your thoughts. Because you can do that. It is possible. Through neuroplasticity, you can rewire your brain, and so you can change your thoughts. You've got to think of mental health with an emotional gym approach, like a muscle that you exercise and work out. And if you don't work out, you lose it. You don't use it, you lose it. And so emotional resilience is something you build. You don't expect to go to the gym once and be fit for life. You gotta work for it. Mental health is the same way. It's about consistency, not quick fixes. Some emotional gym training include noticing your self-talk. You're being self-aware of what you're saying to yourself and these negative thought loops before you spiral. Another one is learning emotional endurance, learning to sit with discomfort instead of avoiding it. And we are so good at trying to avoid emotional discomfort. But what's best for us and what's going to put more money in that emotional bank account is to face it and to deal with the emotional discomfort. And then there's mindset conditioning, where you can practice gratitude, journal, challenge limiting beliefs, and reframing your thoughts. And reframing your thoughts is where you replace a negative thought with a positive thought. Or you can challenge your limiting beliefs. Say, if you feel unworthy, that's a limiting belief. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger and more resilient it becomes. And last but not least, I cannot leave this video talking about managing our mental health without talking about spirituality. Spirituality is so important, and knowing that there is something bigger than myself has really helped to drive me to keep going. And when I didn't believe, that was a really dark place to be. And so I want you to know how important spirituality is. And especially coming from someone who was a fentanyl addict and had almost died and continued to live, I should have just, I really shouldn't be here, but here I am. And so here I am talking to you, and I'm spreading some hope and good news. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.